Hello, it's Jeff Cobb. I'm back once again with another session with one of the companies that's participated in our Association Learning Management Systems report. And today I'm talking with Jeff Walter, who is the CEO of Latitude Learning. Welcome, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you for having me here.
Well, it's good to have you. And I'm going to start off with what we've been asking everybody. Who is Latitude and what do you do?
Well, we're a software company that's focused on learning management. We have a learning management system that's really geared towards associations and other external learning type of organizations.
Okay. And, obviously we both know there are plenty of learning management systems out there. In fact, I'm always surprised that there are still as many out there as there are. What makes you different?
The main thing that makes us different and it makes us a really good fit for associations is that we're organized, or the system is architected for external learning. So
Mm,
trying to train people that don't work for you. Most of your learning management systems kind of came out of an HR solution, and
right.
so there's kind of an implicit assumption in there built in that the people that you're trying to train are your employees. And so there's a whole bunch of subtle things and not so subtle things within those systems that are problematic if you're trying to train people that don't work for you,
Hmm.
which is in an association. Most of the case. Most associations have a handful of people that actually work for the association, and then everybody else is either a member of the association or some type of volunteer. Or again, they're not part of the career, or they're not working for the association as a career.
Right.
So, and some of those things, for example, have to do with how you put the hierarchy together, organizational hierarchy. They have to do with reporting relationships. They have to do with certifications and curriculums.
Hmm.
So when I say ours is geared more towards external learning, it kind of starts with what we call our location-based organization structure. So rather than create a hierarchical reporting relationship based on I report to you and you report to so-and-so, the core organizational element in our LMS is the location. And so, for example, in an association, it has multiple chapters. Every chapter becomes its own location. Same thing, in a different, non-association. If you're running a franchise and you're training franchise organizations, each franchise is the location.
Hmm.
So, and then everything within, in terms of reporting and organization, is all happening within a location. So again, if you're an association, you've got a dozen different chapters across the United States. You would set up a dozen different locations. Each one of those locations can have different reporting relationships within them. They can have different sets of courses associated with them. And you can really kind of tailor the user experience based on location.
Okay.
That doesn't happen in most of your LMSs. Most of them are assuming that the person is an employee. They're assuming that their manager is above them in the organizational hierarchy, and that's just not the case with organizations like associations.
Right, right. And we've definitely seen that need in organizations we work with. Now, I think one of the interesting things you do is you have this forever free offering, which I think is for up to 100 users or something like that. So an organization can come in and just start using the system. What's adoption like on that, and how do associations end up using that offering?
Our forever free 100 user LMS is our standard LMS configuration. Lets you do all the core things you'd want to do: classroom-based instruction, linking out the third-party webinar tools, e-learning, self-study courses.
Hmm.
All that's included as part of our standard LMS configuration. And then we give that free for up to 100 users. And when we say 100 users, it's a little bit different than what some other vendors might say. Our licensing is based on the maximum number of active users. An active user is
Right.
somebody that can log into into the LMS, and so your 100 user license, you can actually add 100 users, deactivate 50, add 50
Mm.
more, deactivate 50, and so on and so forth. You just can't have more than 100 active at any one time. So you can actually process
Hmm.
hundreds of people through that license. And when you deactivate somebody, we retain all their training history, and you can always reactivate them.
Right.
So
Gotcha.
just a little bit something about our license. So the adoption of that has been really fantastic. We've set up over 3,000 LMSs in the last year and a half or so since we've been doing the program. We have organizations all over the globe. I just was looking at the database, and one of them using the Free 100 is an association down in the Philippines, a trade association down in the Philippines, a pretty active user. They've actually set up 3 or 4 free 100 user
Oh yeah.
LMSs,
Worth taking it
and
for all it's worth, huh?
exactly, and so you look at it and you go, okay, it's the same association name like A, B, and C,
Uh-huh.
which is fine. And so it's been pretty well received. Some of our highest utilizers are some of the free, and if what you're looking for is just kind of that basic LMS for e-learning and classroom-based instruction, linking out to a third-party webinar, it's the standard configuration, free configuration works fine.
Okay.
We then have add-ons for additional functionality. So our integrated webinar system, e-commerce, certifications and curriculums are add-ons as well.
So we've both been in the learning business for quite a while, and obviously we're living in a time of incredible change out there. What are some of the changes you see afoot? Whether in general learning trends or technology or whatever it is that have you excited about the future of learning?
Well, the thing that has me most excited is mobile learning, because at heart I'm a technologist, and I think that's the big strategic wave that's coming. But one of the things that really surprised me this year was that our clients were much more interested in integrating their LMS to other sources of learning content than pursuing a mobile strategy. And what I mean by that is they're finding content all over the web, both open content and protected content,
Mm-hmm.
and they want to bring that in and create courses off of that content. So, for example, finding a good YouTube video and making that a course within their LMS, or an e-learning publisher that only publishes their courses on their servers, bringing that into their LMS, or even accessing PDFs off of a protected document server somewhere. So that's one of the things I think we'll see continue. It's not as sexy or glitzy as mobile, but what it's really all about is making the LMS your repository for your transcript, and then accessing all that great learning content all over the globe. And I think that's a trend that's going to continue. And then the other thing is, again, as we move more and more towards a knowledge economy, training and education becomes that much more important. And so we see another big trend in that more and more of our clients are looking at training and education in more of a strategic light.
Right.
And again, that goes more towards the external learning community, where they're trying to train their association members or their customers or their resellers. And at the same token, as learning is getting kind of in the spotlight of the CEO, if you would, the CEO is also coming back and asking those questions that the CEOs ask, which is, where's my return on the dollar? So that's another thing we're seeing, and that suits me personally just fine. Love high ROI initiatives, and it suits our organization really well.
Okay, well, we're definitely seeing some of those same trends in our work. So, well, thanks so much for taking the time to talk today, and look forward to seeing how Latitude continues to evolve.
Thank you, Jeff. Always a pleasure, and have a great day.
All right, you as well.
Bye-bye.